And 30 employers were there inside, but outside,
Yes.
the whole of plaza was full of applicants.
Correct. And this is the dire state we are living in right now.
And what kind of issues or problems you face, because you might be getting a lot of calls from the people that we need a job.
Yes.
And what is the scenario if we compare from last 2 years and as of today? Biggest employers of the Canada, if we talk about Bell Media, if we talk about Bell Canada, this Jardine insurance sector, in many different sectors, they laid off their employees. So this is a scary situation in Canada right now.
International students have come. Over 1 million international student visas have been issued from 2023 to 2024. We need to make sure that we are educating and giving the right education to international students before they come into a sector which is going to be useful for them to get a job. There are certain sectors, welders, just give you an example,
Yeah.
millwright, electrician, plumbers, trades,
yeah.
construction. Even only 1/3 of the international student of 1 million visas have sustained a PR. A lot of the universities on domestic students do not make enough revenue.
That's right. So you agree that international students are struggling because of the policies we have?
A lot.
Very important topic to discuss, which is a labor job market scenario in Canada these days. और ਅਸੀਂ बार-बार ਇਹ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ labor market ਦੀ situation ਕੀ ਹੈ. We attended many job fairs and we have seen that many people from different fields, they are there to apply new jobs. There are so many bankruptcies, there are so much of layoffs in the industry. Like, how can one get a job, good job? And the jobs which we have here, their minimum salary job is $16.50. One cannot survive with that. We need lot of reforms in this. So ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਿਫਾਰਮ ਜੌਬ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੰਪਲੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਲੇ, ਕਾਰਪੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਇੰਪਲੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਦੇਣ। ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟਾਫਿੰਗ ਏਜੰਸੀ ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ we talk to different professional time to time, but today we have a owner of a staffing agency who give the employment. He is a middleman between labor and industry. So he knows lots of in and outs. So ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅਮੀਤ ਤੋਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਿਨੈਰੀਓ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਜੌਬ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੀ। ਅਮੀਤ, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you.
Amit, to start with,
Yes.
what is the scenario of job market as of today in Canada? It's not only Ontario, because Ontario is one of the biggest province, but
Right.
across Canada, what is the job scenario?
So right now, especially the job market, there used to be a lot of market in business in the manufacturing end. There were a lot of trade that was going on. Due to the economy and due to the issues that we are having, there's a shrinkage in terms of the budgets for hiring. Number one, there are expectations from clients that they want to hire individuals that have Canadian experience. We have a lot of international students. We have a lot of individuals coming to Canada. None of them have the experience yet. They want the skilled trades, but the skilled trades are not being trained correctly when they're coming into Canada. Economy has been not bursting in terms of jobs, but it's been bursting in terms of international students and immigration. Immigration is good for the country. It brings in revenue, but it does not have an infrastructure in terms of jobs to replace it.
Amit, we have seen you owns a staffing agency.
Right.
And what kind of issues or problems you face, because you might be getting a lot of calls from the people that we need a job.
Yes.
And what is the scenario if we compare from last 2 years and as of today?
See, in the last 2 years, there were requirements that were there from the clients because there was a lot of influx of budget and money going into the economy because of the COVID. After the money was shrunk in and utilized, there were a lot of more job requirements, and there was enough to sustain some of the individuals coming into the country as immigrants or as students. Now what has happened is, because of the shrinkage of economy, the expenses have risen, the cost of procurement has risen. A lot of the companies right now are finding it difficult to sustain the existing employees, and they're having a hard time hiring new employees. And even if they have those positions, there are so many students or so many individuals out there that are looking for positions and finding it hard to even get it because there's only so much available, right? Right now, a lot of the complaints that I'm getting from a lot of individuals or applicants that are applying is that for one job, they have over 3,000 to 4,000 applicants.
Wow. We have seen those viral videos on social media also.
Yes. Just to give an example, one of the restaurants, some of the restaurants in Brampton, which is, they have a lot of openings, either for chefs or other type of positions. There was a big fair, a lot of people that were standing just for 1 or 2 jobs. More than 1,000 people were in line for 7.5 hours to get in to get one job.
So this is a scenario we have seen across Ontario, across Canada, because
Everywhere.
because the liquor stores, we have seen the queue lineups there
Exactly.
also. Few jobs and thousands of applicants.
Yeah.
Even we have seen the job fair in the Pearson community. There was a job fair.
Yes.
And 30 employers were there inside, but outside,
Yes.
the whole of plaza was full of applicants.
Correct. And this is the dire state we are living in right now. A lot of the students, the parents have spent a lot of money for their education back home from our country, India, even Punjab or other areas of India. They're spending a lot of money for their children's future. If there is no future for them when they come here and they have no housing or infrastructure set up for them, forget about jobs, that's another story.
Yeah.
We even have housing shortages. If these are not set up, how are they allowing these people to come in without any infrastructure set up for these children? These children are looking for an out to grow. Canada is supposed to be an available resource for these individuals to grow. You cannot limit them.
So in Ontario, which is one of the biggest provinces in Canada, we have a lot of industry.
Yes.
We have the factories here,
Yes.
which used to give the employment to the labor force market in the market.
Yes.
But now we have seen recent trend is biggest employers of the Canada. If we talk about Bell Media, if we talk about Bell Canada, Desjardins insurance sector, in many different sectors, they laid off their employees. So this is a scary situation in Canada right now.
It is. See, the reason there's a lot of layoffs is also because a lot of the companies that were receiving the funding or receiving investments or having no procurement of clients have reduced because it's a ripple effect. When the economy is at this point in such a dire state in terms of inflation, the cost of holding an individual is a lot for the client. If there is a better economy, there's more influx of cash flow in the business, they will have the opportunities, but they cannot sustain themselves. It's affecting not only the regular PR residents, citizens who are living in this country, it's affecting the international students the most. International students have come over 1 million international student visas have been issued from 2023 to 2024.
1 million?
1 million international visas have been issued in Canada.
In 1 year?
In 1 year. Projection is 1.74 million in the next 3 years. If this is the trend that's going to go and we have no infrastructure nor set up, it is a route to disaster. So to protect ourselves and to educate our students or individuals in the job market, we need to give them the right guidance and the right approach of different type of skill trades that there is a need in the business. Manufacturing is yet 7.5% up from 2023 to 2024. 40 to 50% of the international students that are coming in are not in the skill trade.
Yes.
They are coming to smaller colleges, smaller universities, given the hope of some beautiful job and a beautiful life, and they're scammed into it. We need to make sure that we are educating and giving the right education to international students before they come into a sector which is going to be useful for them to get a job.
So this is a very valid point that when the students come here, they should have some kind of skills in that.
Correct.
And Skills Ontario said they have 300,000 jobs available.
Correct.
Premier Ford said they have 300,000 jobs available,
right,
but they don't have a manpower.
Yes.
But on the contrary, we have a lot of manpower here. They don't have a skills.
Correct.
So manpower versus skills job. So availability is of a skills job.
Yes.
Manpower which is available is not that skilled.
Right.
The courses which they take, business management, business administration,
Correct,
just to get a PR.
Correct.
So
yeah, so this is a very important topic, and it's extremely important, and not many people talk about this. Most important thing that people need to know, Nitin, is there are certain sectors, welders, just give you an example,
Yeah.
millwright, electrician, plumbers, trades,
yeah,
construction.
yeah.
Even construction, there are individuals that are not even certified or even registered in that education, but they're yet doing construction,
Yeah.
which is not good. We need proper skilled trade individuals coming to this country. If you want to open up 1.7 million more international student visas, focus on the skilled trade that is in need in Canada rather than just an open market of business management like you mentioned, just to get a PR. And even only 1/3 of the international student of 1 million visas have sustained a PR.
So 1 million international study visas, then plus you have the refugees coming in.
Correct.
They are the manpower too.
Correct.
You have the visitors, those who are working under the table, the cash, they are the manpower
I
too.
agree.
And there are work permits.
Yeah.
Work permit holders, they are coming, foreign
Yeah.
workers. But now the federal government is making some strict regulations on this. It's too late, or
It's too late. They put a cap right now.
Yeah, they put a
in
cap on
immigration.
that. Yeah.
It's too late because there's already so much of influx, and by the time they even cover their infrastructure to support these individuals that have come in,
Yeah.
they're backlogged 4 years.
So what is the solution of it? Like what you, being a professional, what you suggest?
So my solution is that individuals that have come here already and now have been already worked in business management or other areas of studies, maybe have to route their studies more towards skilled trades.
Okay.
Or areas where there's a need.
Yeah.
That education information should be provided by the broker or the immigration person that brought them in.
But for that, we need to change our immigration policy.
Correct.
For the international student, we have to make some courses mandatory.
I agree.
That these courses are mandatory. One of the skilled trade course you have to take mandatory.
Correct.
That we discussed with the labor minister also a year ago.
Right.
But we have not seen any action from any government level on that.
Well, it's a problem with this current government too, is that they are more focused on how do we generate quick income and quick revenue into the GDP, rather than focusing on really how is the infrastructure going to be supporting that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the universities, if you have not noticed this, but a lot of the universities on domestic students do not make enough revenue.
That's right.
Because the Ministry of Labor and the entire bureaucracy that is going into it, the universities are struggling.
Yeah.
For them, the real revenue comes from international students. Approximately $22 billion have been invested into international students.
I mean, the universities which are here, they are very good standard universities, and they have all kind of courses.
Yeah.
Is all depend the government willpower. Because if a student, if we give an option, this is a university, they have all the courses, they have
Correct.
skill courses, they have management courses.
Right.
But when we come from overseas, the agents or the immigration consultants, they guide them, okay, take this course. Or a student want that, I just want to get a pass degree, to get a PR. I don't want to go into a skills. So that is the drawback of our system. We have jobs of the skills. We need a skilled manpower.
I agree. And also the individuals that are actually applying for those jobs from back home are brokers that are connected to local colleges out here.
Okay.
So their preferences is utilize their funds into the private colleges under their course mandates.
Okay.
Not under the government course mandates. The government itself should put a regulation on how the immigration factors have to put in, rather than opening it up in all sources, so you can have individuals coming from everywhere but have no idea what they're getting into.
So you agree that international students are struggling because of the policies we have?
A lot of that issues is about the policies, and because it's such a non-regulated policy, a lot of the individuals that are applying are not applying correctly. They're just going in through wrong sources, landing out here, and have nowhere to go. That's pretty much what the issue is.
So if we make our policy on the track, on the correct side,
Yeah.
it will be beneficial for the students also, because they will get a jobs.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are in tie-up with the many industry, many factories,
Yes.
because you are a staffing agency.
Yes.
And you provide employment also through
Yes.
those companies.
Yes.
So what they say now, these industry, manufacturing, because in Ontario we have most of the car manufacturer auto
Yes.
parts.
Yes.
And what they say to you,
So
that we don't need manpower now?
No. So there is a lot of automotive manufacturing companies that are actually laying off individuals because there was a lot of American companies that have come in to compete with them in the last 7 to 8 months.
And going electrical.
And going electrical. So there's another client of mine that is located in Brampton, and they are into EV battery plant manufacturing. They were supposed to be going on a spiel of hiring individuals